Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the timeline in Open Chrono-Morph Viewer. First, let's populate the timeline. Go to File, Open Volumes. Navigate to the directory containing your volume files and hit Ctrl-A to select all. Hit Open, the header files are checked and sorted into the timeline by index. Here, we see the timeline slider. We can use this to select which volume to view. The alternating light and dark patches indicate volume groups. You can navigate the timeline using the Timeline menu, or you can use the keyboard shortcuts indicated. Comma and period let you jump to the start and end of a group. The arrow keys move you back and forth, while the page up and page down keys let you jump between groups. The groups in this example correspond to developmental time points in the OCT mouse heart shown. The indicator in the lower right shows the timing information associated with the current volume. Volumes are organized by two time axes. T1 represents the stage of the cardiac cycle. Stepping left and right represents a marginal change in time, i.e. T1, while T2 represents long, arbitrary periods of developmental time, at least for this example. The absolute index, I, can be used to return to a time of interest via the Go To button. This timing information comes from the nearly raw raster data header. Here, time index corresponds to T1. Similarly, there are 80 time points in this group, also called a scan. This is scan index 1, as in 0, 1, 2, and it has an arbitrary timestamp associated with it. This contrasts with T1, which is assumed to be regularly sampled, having a sampling period in place of a timestamp. For 3D video playback, you can advance the timeline automatically with the play button or press the spacebar. The timeline will automatically advance to the next volume after the previous finishes rendering. Playback is initially slow as volumes are fetched off the disk. When the end of a group is reached, the timeline will either jump back to the beginning or advance to the next group. This is controlled by the cycles box, where 0 represents looping indefinitely. When a volume is in cache memory, having been loaded from the disk, playback is faster. Okay, that's a little too fast. Use the max FPS box to limit the playback rate. When we limit the frame rate, it's usually smoother too. When cycles is a positive number, it will play the period that number of times before advancing to the next. This cycle has been played once, so it advances to the next developmental stage. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.